So, I guess we're ready to go now. So, 3, 2, 1, go. So this is DoReMi Fantasy. This is from the Mylon series, which has great and amazing games like Mylon Secret Castle and Mylon Secret Castle. Also, Mylon, some puzzle game on the DS, and some broadcast to Teleview games. But there's like no information on the internet about either of those. So, it's kind of hard to explain those. But beside the fact, this one is basically just your standard role platformer, jump and shoot, bubbles. They do damage, which is cool, I guess. It works, so I'm not complaining. So, first thing I can mention is the power-ups. So, the main health power-up is clothes, where red is 1 HP, blue is 2, and green is 3. You can upgrade 1 or 2 stages depending on what the power-up is. And then there's also bubble upgrades, like there's one that increases your shot count from 1 to 2 and 3, and then there's one that increases range. So, you see in my inventory up there, I have a candy. If I fall into a pit, it'll save me 1 time from death, and it gives me iframes. And it actually kinda hovers you above where you fell, so you can use it to cheese some parts. Which, used once, but it's better than none at all, so. And then there's one other power-up in the game. Well, I guess there's more than the other one. The one I'm talking about is the hover shoes, which lets you hover. And those are really good for platforming. But we get those in the second world. So we're stuck with not hover shoes until then. So yeah, that's pretty much the extent of stuff in this. Oh, this is wind level. So you're always gonna be getting pushed back here. So it kinda gets tricky with level design or jumping or whatever you want to call it. And then this level kind of has a neat trick to it, where we're gonna cheese taking damage by ducking right here. Whoop. Sorry. So this is world 1, nice and easy. The next worlds aren't really that easy to get through because you need to collect power-ups, which are these star things, and they unlock the secret musical instrument powers that lets you do extra abilities that you need to do to play the game, I guess. I was supposed to use that log to deboost or something, or ride it really fast over here, but no big deal, I guess. So, the 6th level in each world is a labyrinth level where you have to find a key in the exit, which is not too much different here. So that switch opens a door in another part of the level. And there's the key. So now go back, finish the level. Oh, good. Oh, I don't know how I didn't get hit there. I'll take that. It's fine. So we're getting to the first boss. This guy, it's pretty easy, but he's like one of the worst RNG spots in the game, kinda, for like being super optimal. Because he's gonna go into the tree, he does that like 99% of the time. And that's the slow strat. So, yeah. It's just a slow pattern most of the time. And that you're gonna lose like 5 seconds. So, can't really do much. Okay, so here's these star sign mentions. You kinda need them to, you know, unlock the things. Unlock the things. Yeah. I guess let's do that, I guess. I don't know. Here's the hover shoes. Also, don't die with them because they don't stay on you when you die. So you have to get another pair when you die. So don't die. Which, when you start speedrunning, I don't know. It's not like too difficult to not die. Unless you mess up kind of badly. But hopefully you don't. So, what I'm saying is, if you're playing half decently, you shouldn't die ever. In a speedrun setting. But in a casual setting, this is kind of a hard game. Because you only have 3 hit points, and bosses kind of take a lot of time to beat. Also, yeah, we're breaking blocks with bubbles. I don't know what the heck's up with that. Kind of a reference to the first game. But I haven't really played much of it. So, yeah. So there's these forks. Like, they have a really stupid hitbox. These knives also have a stupid hitbox. That knife out of nowhere. So, yeah, that's pretty much the extent of it for a good bit. Also, there's a optimization you can do if you make that jump. You can make that jump. I'm not good at it, so I have to take the long way around. Okay, so here comes the funnest level in the game. A 5-minute auto scroller. It's really not very interesting. So you just wait. That's all you do. Yes, you jump sometimes. But there's nothing really dangerous. Okay, so I guess notice how I'm shooting 2 bubbles? That's how I got the power up that lets me shoot an extra bubble. Would you start with 1 bubble shot per like cycle? I have 2, and somewhere I'm gonna get a 3rd one. But I don't really remember where. And then in a few levels I'm gonna get the long range one. And that's pretty good for bosses. But it's not really like, useful anywhere else because you're not far away enough from enemies to just snipe them out. Oh yeah, there is an idle animation. I don't think there's enough time on this auto-scroller to show it though. There might be though. Let's see. Yeah, there's not enough time. You have to wait a good like 20 seconds first. Alright, so we got all the star power-ups. So now we get a new ability in this house here. We get to push blocks. Exciting, right? But if you didn't get all the music notes, he's just gonna stop you and not let you pass until you get all the music notes. So yeah, that's why we're getting all of them. Which, if we could skip any, this would probably be the one to skip. Anyway. Because I don't think we use block pushing anywhere. Except for like one spot in the first level. Because it's in the way. And there's like other parts of the levels coming up where you have to like push the block to get to a higher platform, but you can just jump on enemies' heads and they get stunned for a moment, and then you can use them as platforms. Which, you use that more often than those blocks for platforms. So, here's the second boss. Like, this is probably this is like far worse of an RNG boss. Because he can spin, like, forward and back. And forward and back. And he can just keep doing that over and over and not stop. And he's invincible doing that. He's only vulnerable when he's completely stopped in the middle of the arena. Like right now. Now he isn't. So you just wait out until he stops. There's probably a way to manipulate his stun cycles so he doesn't go back into spinning. But I don't really know if that's true or not. Also, that was a cup platform thing that you don't really need to use ever. And it's not really a safe spot anyway. So, don't really bother with it anyway. So right, here's World 3. It's the concert hall. It's music themed. Which, I thought the whole rest of the game was music themed. But this is even more music themed, right? The special thing about this world is that there's fake exits, which they're really easily to spot fake exits. The real exits are like written in English, but the fake ones are written in Japanese, so that's like the really easy tell. And then there's like one with an arrow or something. So that's the required block push. And you don't need to use that ability ever again. Okay. So here's like the one major use of the candy boost. Like, it's like candy boost. I'm clever, right? So yeah, you can just float up, like, until it runs out. And you can just cheese stuff. You don't really get many good opportunities to use, though. So, yeah. So, we're just gonna grab the star here and move along. So, coming up, I'm gonna use the better strat. Just jump on their heads, jump up here. It's a lot faster than just pushing the block. So at this point in the game, the candy is pretty much safety, and that's pretty much it. And then just get the stars and finish the level. It's pretty much most of it. And hover past everything. Yeah, this is Japan only, except there was a Wii VC release of this game in the US, and I think maybe Europe too, but it still was only the Japanese version, so there was no English text at all. So you're basically playing a ROM of this on Wii, if you're playing on the Wii version. But it was available in North America at some point before the Wii points thing was taken down. Right, so the World 3 power-up we get is the ability to swim. Guess which world theme is next, right? Also, if you tried to swim earlier in the game, like, you know, I was jumping up through, like, some water earlier in, like, the second level of the game. Yeah, you couldn't swim in that. You just floated to the top. So now you can swim under the water. And it's like kind of okay control wise, but it's like you like hover towards the top when you're idle, so you have to press down to go down. And also there's these switches here. The blue ones turn the lights off and the yellow ones turn the lights on. And you can't see the level design if they're off, so you probably want to keep it on at all times. So here's Cardman. He kind of reminds me of Acro the Acrobat somehow. I don't know why, but he does, I guess. So this is another bad RNG boss. Wink wink. I don't know. Like, there are a lot of bad RNG bosses in this game for, like, going fast. And there's only, like, one RNG boss that's, like, bad, like, casually. You can jump on his head like this, but I'm bad, so I can't. And it's a weird mechanic where you can trap enemies in bubbles. You can use it on this guy to throw the cards back at him, which that's the only time you like really get to use it anywhere in like a boss setting. Oh, don't die, please. I don't want to lose my shoes. Alrighty. That was not good, I guess. But it's okay for now. Just hope to goodness I get the power up in this next level before I die. And we'll be okay. Alright. Then we just mash B to swim faster. It like propels you forward. And the only way to like move up fast is to hold up. Also, if you stand on those clouds too long, and by too long I mean like a second, you start like falling down through them. So don't stand on them too long, or else it'll be a bad time. Like shoes, like if you die at all, you lose your shoes, which is bad because they're really hard to get back. Because they're only in like a few specific spots in the game. And it's no surprise that the farther you get in the game, the less common they are. So losing them is kind of a big hindrance. But it's not like the end of the world. Alright, so this is probably one of the more exciting levels, kinda. You get to go fast. I almost got hit like twice there. So, yeah. When you're on the ground, you get propelled forward, even if you're not moving at all. Even if you're like on flat ground. When you're on the snowboard, you just keep moving. And then there's this nice D-boost setup where you just keep jumping forward and you get your health back anyway. So it's not too big of a deal to take damage. Well, it's a big deal to take damage in this level because it's a bad level. And there's like no health here. And also you can aim bubbles downwards with your charge shot, which, yeah, there's a charge shot in this game, and I used it like twice already. So, yeah, you need to use charge shot to get through the bottom floor thingy. So, there's the world 4 stars, which... Shoot, what do these things give me again? I'm totally lost. I don't know what these things give me. It's not important if I don't remember it. Wait, that's fine. This is the end of the level, and there's a healing power-up later, early in the next level. Oh, I remember what it does. So in the next world, there's going to be invisible platforms that you can use your bubbles to uncover. And they're like sparkle, but they're still like invisible. So here's what I like to call the switch glitch. It's a really minor glitch, but it like stores the animation of pressing the switch. So now it's like your idle, like standing animation, I could say. And apparently it wore off already, which usually doesn't do that. Whatever, I guess. It's not a big deal because it was only just a graphical thingy. So, this next boss, it's called like Elena or something, but I like to call her Elena because, I don't know, accents or something. Also, she likes axes for some reason, and she turns into a frog. And those hearts stun you, and you have to mash out of it if you get stunned. And also, this is a really laggy, quote-unquote death scene, I guess. So, I don't know. World 5. It's the ice worlds. Which, yep, it's an ice world. You slip and slide. Ice everywhere. There's these penguins that shoot snowballs. And they're really annoying. They're kind of bad, I guess. Right. Yeah, these are the invisible platforms I was talking about. Not too bad. So you just want to like snipe them with far away with the bubbles, or else they're just gonna get you, I guess. Also, there's funny movement sprites, I guess, when you're sliding on the ice. Also, I forgot to go back and show something. I'll show it off after this level, I guess. It's just some side thing. Alright. I'm gonna go pause real quick. Here's the items. See, there's this spike shoe. We haven't seen this in the game yet. And most players will never find that item anyway. Because there's one spot in the entire game you get it. Wait, maybe this wasn't the best place to show this off. Whatever. You have to go all the way back to this house and get it. You just show up in this house and you get the spike shoes. And they help with your traction on ice. So it's a lot easier to platform. Also, that ice freezes you, and it's like the hearts where you have to shake out of it by mashing all the buttons. So here's the other wind level in the game. And this is like a lot worse though too. And also if you duck, you stop your movement. So if you're like standing around, you like slide a little bit. But if you duck, it stops your sliding. And also jumping here is faster because you get carried by the wind better. So, right, there's the world 5 stars collected, which gives us the best ability because you actually get to use it more than once. But first we have to go to the house and unlock the music spell, which is just this next level coming up. So, the next ability we get is the ability to make a ladder by pressing A and up at the same time. So, like that. And you can cheese quite a few things doing that. But nothing too substantial. And it gets quite a bit of use in World 6 and 7. And you can use it for a few clever tricks if you know how to use it well. And also here's another bad RNG boss because he can throw snowballs in a pattern that is unavoidable to take damage. Alright, he had mercy that time. But other times he can throw like really low snowballs. So World 6. Like, this is a bad world for a speedrun. Because there's 2 auto-scrollers, and they're both like 5 minutes long each. And it's awful. But at least the first level here is not an auto-scroller, or long, or 5 minutes long, or whatever. Also, you get to use the letter cheese. Easy mode. Also, there's meteors. I don't know why. I guess it's volcano. Could be like lava or something. I don't know. Alright, that was a little close, but however, there's health here. We find nice, not auto scroller here. We get to cheese a little tiny bit, I think. I guess there's like a really tiny cheese you can do. But now I'm at 2 health. I don't feel like doing it because I don't feel like dying. So we're gonna do it the safe way. So there's this bird coming up here where he'll shoot a fast fireball or a slow one. And if he shoots a slow one, you can sneak in a bubble shot and stun him and just keep going. But if it's a fast bubble shot, if it's a fast fire shot, he's gonna hit you before the bubble hits him. So it's kind of risky. And then I guess this one is notable for having a fake exit in it, but the real exit's just down here. Oh, hey look, it's everyone's favorite auto-scrollers again. So, I guess one funny mechanic is that you see how I'm at 8 lives and almost at another one? The level cap is 9, but if you go above it, you get invincibility from getting an extra life after you hit 9. So, but there isn't really any good speedrunning tech opportunities that arise from that. Or at least not known yet, I guess. Yeah, there really isn't much else going on right now. Sneaky phone again. Nice little sneaky tech to just sneak under the fireballs to get to the gold fast. So this level is pretty good because you get to use the ladder a lot. And so there's a technique, like, I guess I'd like to call it ladder canceling, where when the ladder's up, you can press up and A again to dismantle it, so you can use it again faster. Which, at some point in this level, I have to use it twice in succession. Also, there's no checkpoints here, so you have to be careful a bit. And that nerd has a really weird hitbox, so you might get hit by that anyway. That nerd doesn't have a weird hitbox, and I got hit by it anyway. It's fine because I have multiple hits left. Whatever. So here's one place you want to be ladder canceling. Same with here. He gave me slow fire, and I got hit anyway. More. We did it. We got the world 6 stars, but doesn't really do anything because there's no power up here. But you need him anyway because that nerd will gatekeep you anyway at this house coming up if you don't have all the stars. So you need to collect them anyway. I got it on switch glitch again, but I forgot. So, no switch glitch. So here you want to go get the key first before pressing the switch, because the cycles line up better if you get the key first. Because if you press the switch first, you're going to get to the key right when the fire starts spewing out, so you have to wait longer. So, these gray platforms, that fire only has a hitbox, like, at like the second stage of the fire going up. So, you can like cheese a little bit. So this next boss, it's like this boss can be cheesed a little bit, but I'm kind of rusty at it, so I'm gonna like play a little safe. Like this is the cheese. You can charge shot and aim up and hit him. Well, usually you have to wait for him to swoop down and hit him. Hey, this is the bad pattern because it can get you in a situation where you can take unavoidable damage. Oh, I'm not in a good spot. Oh wait, I got lucky there. No, we did it. Only took one hit. I'll take it. You can beat him before the second moon shows up, which is like optimal. So, yeah. So World 7 is... So this last 2 worlds are split up in like 2 parts. And they share 1 star total of 5. And some levels don't have stars and others do. Like the really short ones don't have stars. So you can just run past them all. Missing cycles, so I have to wait a little bit so I can get the star up here. So this level, this is like the other only like really decent use of candy boosting. So at the very end, you can like jump up and use your like running speed momentum to like cover a big gap. And then candy boost like sideways movement is the same as these unicorn speed, so you're not really losing too much speed when using candy boosting. You can also use these umbrellas as platforms if you're like really gutsy and fancy and stuff. But unless you're like a super good player, I wouldn't recommend it. Also, you're invincible during the entirety of candy boosting. So this is the last Toy Town star, and the other half of them are in the next world. They're like half worlds, kinda, but the beginning of this world is the last checkpoint in the game where you can use passwords to skip to this point in the game. So this is basically just one big world, I guess. Except there's two separate names for this world. There's Town of Toys is the bottom half, and Amon's Castle is the top half. Also, Amon is the final boss. Spoiler alert. Wait, I was kind of scared not coming into this dungeon with like green health or whatever, but it turned out okay, so alright. So yeah, that nerd drops a crystal, which is also in my items inventory, except you have to get the crystal to continue, so that's something, I guess. So these nerds, there's like scale ones, and then there's ones that like launch you to the other side. But if you you can like stand on the launcher ones for like a split second and jump off of them before you get launched. So that's another thing you can do. I'm gonna play it safe here a little bit. Oh, I thought I was gonna get there, whatever. Yo, there's my 10th life invincibility. And also the beginning of this song reminds me of Final Fantasy for some reason. I don't know why. Oh yeah, I'll take not getting hit there. It's fine by me. Oh yeah, this part you can. Oh yeah, you can get hit, I guess. But you can like cheese and jump like above these. I love getting hit here apparently. Now you could do that. You can do the thing. You can like cheese and get above them when there's no like ceiling above you or something. Okay, so here's the last like main level in the game. So you can get the last star here, and the ability of that star power is to seal Amon away. Amon's the bad guy. He stole your like fairy friend named Aerith. I don't know. She's called Alice in some translations. But in, like, the official, like, English dub, whatever, there's, like, a Wii VC, like, strategy, like a manual, that's the word I'm looking for. She's called Eris, just like the PS1 version of FF7, if you've played that. That's how it's spelled, but it's also spelled Alice sometimes. So yeah. Almost got hit there. I'll take not getting hit there, I guess. So, yeah. The final boss here is Amon. He has two forms, which the guy in that last house tells you that he has two forms. So, it's not really a surprise to anybody. And also, this one's not too bad. Like, the one thing that makes this fight a whole lot easier is knowing that you can jump on his head. You'd think that crown would be spiky, but it isn't. So this is like the best time to show off the item animation, so hopefully it'll show up, maybe, who knows. Also, it's faster to kill the first phase in the middle, so he doesn't have to move back to the middle. Wait, maybe I'm not gonna see the idle animation at all. So there are these balls that home in on you, and later there are two of them, which is even harder to dodge. He can swoop down like this. He can do this cloak attack, which wastes 30 seconds a pop, which you don't want to see ever in a speedrun because that's 30 seconds lost in the final boss. So you're just gonna bleed time at the end of runs, and you can't do anything about it. Feels bad. And then he also has a punch attack, which is really easy to bait out. So you really want to just see that attack over and over. Because he's on the ground punching. And it's really easy to hit him. Are you still there in one orb? Still? What? Man, my DPS is like bad in this fight. Sheesh. Okay, here's the punch attack. You just wait until he's right about to punch, and it's really easy to dodge. So, yeah, that's the game. And we time on the fade to black because I don't know. 111's pretty, like, okay. I was really rusty, so I'll take it. It was a lot better than my practice run before this, at least. Which I died like twice. Which means I had to go back and get the floaty shoes again. Which wasn't optimal in any sense. So yeah, that's the game. Shoutouts, something, I don't know. This game's pretty okay, I guess. It's a fun one-off playthrough if you're interested in a 2D platformer from the Super Nintendo. Also, that's Eris, by the way. The fairy on the way left. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for me, I guess. So, have a good day, I guess.